So one of the biggest questions that I get asked a ton is, Dawg, how do you grind out WarThunder? How do you grind out specific vehicles? And how do you just go as a positive attitude for the grind of WarThunder? And in this video, we're going to be kind of answering some questions whenever it comes to the grind. We're going to be splitting this up into 3 parts, I believe, in this video. We're going to be starting with ground forces, then we're going to go to air forces, and then finally we're going to have some general tips that I would prefer to have for every game mode that makes it easier to grind WarThunder. So if you like these types of videos, remember to like and sub to the channel. It is very much appreciated. And on to the video. So we are going to start out with ground forces, but I do have a little bit of a disclaimer. So we are going to assume that you have premium account if you're watching this video. I'm not going to assume though that you have premium vehicles. If you have premium vehicles, it does make the grind better, but you do run into some problems with them by grinding too fast to where you just run out of silver lions, and you also don't have complete lineups. So we're going to be going at this is that the only thing that a player will have is premium account. If you don't have premium account, it is very easy to obtain. You can get it whenever it's on sale, and you can also do Gaijin events if you have enough time to get it completely for free every year. So I do give that as a given at this point. Now, when it comes to ground forces, the biggest thing at least I like to focus on is making complete lineups. If a BR bracket for a certain tech tree has more than 3 vehicles, I usually like to grind that battle rating. Sometimes it can like have 2 or 3 vehicles and it's a little bit bearable, but I do like to at least have 3 respawns plus 1 SPA or 1 plane within my lineup. Now that's the biggest thing, because whenever you're grinding out the tech trees, there's something that a lot of people don't even know about, is that whenever you complete a vehicle, whenever you spade it, and what I mean by spading is that you complete all of the modification research for each of the vehicles, you get bonus RP for every line of research that you did. So if you're looking on screen now, if we look at our good old M41D that we have here, you're able to see that each of the line that I have from tier 1 to tier 4 is completely done. And once I had this vehicle done, I got all of the bonus XP for this, where I'm able to put it into the tech tree itself for the next vehicle, which is very much beneficial to grinding out WarThunder. Now, another thing with ground forces is I like to have, I like to learn, if that makes sense. Whenever you play battles, whenever you die, you should always watch the replay and watch where this person killed you from, or how they're able to get a better position than you had. Because, one of the biggest teachers in the world is just copying somebody. If you can go copy that position that they were in, that they were doing well in, the next game that you get that map, then you do better. If you're able to see that this dude took this route to flank you, you take it, and the next time you have that map, and maybe you'll do better whenever it comes to WarThunder. Another thing I want to touch on before we go on to the air forces of WarThunder is basically whenever it comes to boosters. So boosters is a little bit of a double-edged sword. I know some people have a very big stigma around them of always giving them up tiers. I don't really think that's so, but the big thing about it is that you should never focus on having a booster. Whenever you try to focus on being good, that's whenever you're extremely bad. What I like to do is whenever I get boosters, I just turn them on and I just play the game. Sometimes I do good, sometimes I do bad, but at the end of the day, I never judge my performance on whenever I had a booster enabled, because most of the time, it just makes you do worse. So I always like to have that in the back of my mind of just how much RP and SL boosters I have on, because whenever you look at it, whenever you focus on it, that's whenever you do poorly within the game. So basically from the ground portion of this video, I basically told you to get good. And to be honest, that's really kind of true. The biggest thing about how fast you can grind a tech tree is just how well that you do in game. How well that you're able to get up in the first place, and how well you're able to just, stick around, the top 5 every single game. There are little tips and tricks that you can give, like playing a previous vehicle. For example, on the ZBD 86 for China, for me, would give me 110 bonus XP to the ZTZ 63, which is a little bit of a plus, especially if you don't have that vehicle spaded, so you're able to get the 110%. Plus, whenever you research some of the modules, or you research a module line, it'll go into that vehicle itself. But yeah, basically the easiest way to get more, research points within ground is just do better. Learn different tactics, learn which shells do better damage against opponents, and basically just get good. It's kind of rough to say that, because I know some people in the comments are going to be like, but Dawg, you can't just tell us to get good. That doesn't help at all. And to be honest, it is exactly what needs to be done within ground forces. So yeah, other than that, really, the other thing that you need to focus on within ground is just keeping a positive attitude about the grind. Once you get into the slump of where you're just hating the game, or you're just hating the grind, or that you're just negative about every single battle that you go into, or you're raging, or if you posted an image on Reddit of throwing your PlayStation 4 controller at your TV screen, maybe it might be time to put down the game for a little bit and come back. Sometimes I have those days. I never get into that sort of mental, I don't know what the best way to say it, but mental area of my mind of where I just want to punch stuff. But if I'm ever having a bad game, or a bad day within WarThunder, I kind of just like to take breaks. And, taking breaks is always positive, for me at least, because, you're able to unwind, you're able to, try different experiences through different games or, even different areas. Sometimes I like to go, just do yard work or something like that, and it gets you into a better mindset. Once you come back to play WarThunder, you're kind of just there to, grind out the game again and, you have fun, try to get your mind just off the grind of WarThunder. Is one of the biggest things that actually helps a lot of people within the game, whether it be doing different events for WarThunder, whether it be just taking breaks. It is all just getting to the positive attitude of, no matter what happens, we're just here to have fun. And that's one of the easiest ways to, get better and grind at WarThunder. Now, when it comes to aircraft, it's a little bit different whenever it comes to realistic battles, but arcade and simulator are kind of the same, where you want to focus on lineups within the, game itself. If you're playing arcade, you want to focus on, trying to get some, lineups to be able to spawn in multiple times. Simulator, you just want something there to kind of just give you different options, especially if you see that, it's better to be bombing or it's better to be doing air-to-air rolls, just depending on what's happening within the game. Now, for realistic, though, was the main game mode that I play, I normally just like to go after aircraft that I think is going to be fun and enjoyable. For me, it's fighters. Some people do like to go ground attacking with attackers. Some people like to do bombing. And I think aircraft have a little bit of a different, play style compared to tanks. It's not really just a matter of getting good within aircraft, because you're able to go, kill ground targets. You're able to, go bomb bases. You're able to be a fighter. And to be honest, there's a play style on air for pretty much everybody. If you're not really that great at, playing the game, you can go bomb bases. If you can go kill ground targets like the medium tank convoys, all that sort of stuff. And it's a little bit different experience, for whoever wants to play it. For me, at least, I like fighters. I don't really like going around and attacking AI. I like getting into dogfights, reversals, a lot of fun stuff within the game. And to me, that's what's enjoyable. Now, for some people, I think the easiest way to grind out, air forces is just bombing. Some people like to take their, jets, especially the afterburning jets, which can hit Mach 2, and just go hit some of the bases, which I don't really blame them, because it's one of the easiest ways probably to grind within air forces right now, because it takes the least amount of effort and the least amount of skill to actually do it, because you have CCIP now, and you're able to just hit the bases and, maybe get team killed because you stole somebody's base. I see that happens a lot. But the same thing does apply to aircraft whenever it comes to the modifications. If you're able to research a whole entire modification row of an aircraft, you're able to put that XP towards the next aircraft that you're researching. So you're able to get some bonus XP for that. So spading vehicles, which just means, getting all of the modifications, is a very positive thing to do within WarThunder. So basically, I don't really prefer to just grind one vehicle whenever it comes to aircraft, unless I'm doing extremely well in it. If you are doing extremely well within the aircraft and you can research the, BR brackets around that, aircraft, I would definitely recommend just playing it. But it is worth just spading some of the aircraft around it, so you're able to get that bonus RP, and you're also just getting different experiences within the game. And then whenever you want to play ground forces, maybe some of those vehicles that you spaded very early on within your WarThunder career would be vehicles that you can use ground forces to great effect, and they're already spaded, so you're able to have a little bit of an advantage once you're grinding ground tech trees. So yeah, I do think aircraft is a little bit easier to grind out, because there is different play styles that you're able to pick from. You can do the good old ground pounding, you can do air-to-air combat, you can do base bombing, and then there's just a ton of different ways to earn RP within air forces, and I think it's very easy to do so. I'd probably even say air is probably one of the easiest ways or easiest places to grind within WarThunder, just because of the different options that you have. So I do hope this video did help you guys. I do hope it helps you a little bit with the grind in WarThunder. Like I said, there's like 10 billion different ways to grind WarThunder. Some people like to just play simulator. Some people like to, do different things. Some people even like to bot, because we all know that happens. But at the end of the day, if you're fair and honest with the way that you grind WarThunder, I think it's very positive, to get, different tech trees ground out, different things spaded. It is one of the things that keeps me coming back to the game every single time, is that I'm able to, just pick up where I left off, spade vehicles, get new vehicles, and, have different experiences within the game. And I do think if you're only here for one vehicle, if you're only here for the F-16, if you're only here for the F-14, and you're just trying to speed grind with a premium within the game, it is going to be an experience that I don't think is going to, be helpful to you, because once you get there, you're kind of just there, and you're kind of like thinking, wow, I just, sped through everything, and now I'm just at the top and don't really have anything to do. So I do recommend that. Just get into better mindsets, get into better positive attitudes about the grind, and you should do better. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next WarThunder video.